Alright, face cam, first time. See, we got a few subscribers on the channel. Thank you everyone for hopping over. Haven't even made the announcement yet. So I thought I'd make a little video, say hi, thank you. Trying out the face cam here for the first time. Playing some Space Engineers, of course. It's kind of loud. I can't hear myself talk through the mic. I need to figure out how to get a feedback. Because I end up talking really loud and poorly. So anyway, got a base going here, building the multiplayer base, so I can start some multiplayer at some point. I do have a bunch of videos to catch up on that show how I got to this point I'm at now. This is like the third location I'm building here on Earth. Where did I leave off on the mothership? Well, just stay tuned for the videos. Those who are here for the gaming, I'm excited to bring in some gaming videos. I love this. My first video, or my first game I ever filmed was actually a very long time ago when we had VCRs. But I didn't film it with the VCR. I filmed it with our camcorder. We had one of those little mini cassette camcorders. It was like the, what do they call it, the Mini 8 or something weird? No, not the Mini, like thinking Super 8. I forget what it is. Anyways, they're basically VCR cassettes, but they're tiny. They're mini versions of that, and they had a little cam. It was the upgraded version to our older cam, which had the big cassettes. But anyway, that had a video input. I was able to record with that. And so when my brother would come to visit, my dad wouldn't let me own games. He didn't mind me playing them, but he'd be okay with me playing on my brother's consoles. And he had a Sega Saturn, I believe, was the first console he introduced me to. I started with Atari. I started with the good stuff. Atari, it wasn't my era, but it was in my preschool or my daycare center. I have memories from being very young. Anyway, I played the tank game with the Atari, and then I got into Mario. I got into regular first Mario, loved it. They also had the TV show at the time, so I was kind of became a fan of the whole Mario thing. Luigi, Mario, and all the characters. Princess, Toadstool. Geez, the Mario 64 came out. I loved that game. Mario Kart. Jeez, I have so much to get into on this channel, you guys. Thank you for being here. I am passionate about gaming. Let's go check this out. So anyway, where did I leave off? Come on, man. I always do this. Anyway, passionate about games. Got a lot where did I leave off? I was going off on something. Mario. Oh, I'm tired. I'm a little tired, but I'm a little sleepy. But anyway, I was making this video to thank you guys. Welcome on board. I got some catching up to do to show the progress I got to here. And I'm going to stop making videos for Space Engineers. I'll just live stream them here. And then I don't have to worry about editing these hours-long videos that I don't get paid for. Which is fine. Hit that mute button to clear my throat. I started a couple gaming channels, but then YouTube changed their stuff and no longer can make any. I'm not supposed to talk about that, but you know what I'm getting at. Made it not worth my time at the time, but Class A Living is doing very well, so I can actually do this in my spare time and still make revenue through the RV videos. So anyway, I do have a love for games, and even if I'm not making money, I'm so happy to just share the experience with you. Getting lots of support through Class A Living. Everyone who's come from there, thank you so much. If you're new to the Class A channels, I got Class A Gaming now. Gaming from my command center here in the RV, and I got Class A Living, which is my main channel, where I film my life living in a motorhome. So check it out. I'll leave some links. I'm still building this channel, still getting into it. Getting it all polished up and stuff. I have a real hard time doing two stuff. I have a hard time doing gaming and talking at the same time, as you can see. So medical, multiplayer start, respawn. I don't know if I've covered this yet, but I am. I have parked the mothership in a safe place. That is my pride and joy. That's what got me to this place. And she is a resource hauler. She got so much stuff, and now I'm starting anew with nothing. I can, transport myself if I die between the respawn points, but I lose all my stuff. It's still handy to do, but either way, I'm here without the resources of the mothership. She's parked. She's too resource heavy on the PC even because of the lag. Such a big block ship. Things get really laggy. Like a computer needs to upgrade the video card, the graphics card. So anyway, I got some catching up to do in Space Engineers, and I'll be making those videos. I'm gonna make this video. This is ahead of them, just saying thank you for hopping on board. That's what I was getting at. My original, the first time I recorded games was my brother bringing over his consoles. My dad didn't let me have consoles on my own. He didn't let me playing them. So anyway, my brother bring them over, and I fell in love with them. Fell in love with them with original Mario. The tank game was really fun. I remember kind of hating the joystick because it was really, like, you had to push kind of hard, and I was very young. I was at our daycare. I remember sleeping on a little thin pad, kind of like the ones you got in jail. I got a DUI, so I do know what's inside. I've been in jail. Story for another time. I think this channel will be good for that. Tell you about more controversial stuff. Class A, I'm keeping more clean, nice and neat. I do love that channel. It's come a long ways. Yeah, so building the multiplayer base here. Anyway, fell in love with the gaming. My brother bringing over the Sega Saturn, and every time I think about that memory with me and my brother, or it was more me watching, and I was totally okay. I also had a friend who had games, but he was a game hog. But again, okay with just watching because I loved. It was just, it was like getting it. I was into books too. I loved the story of things. I liked, getting into stuff. I liked Mario and Mario's world and how pretty it was in the game. How, the virtual and controlling it with the controller. That was amazing. I remember vividly I have more vivid older memories than I do recent memories. It's weird. I have memory from being an infant. And anyway, stories. I could go on forever on stories. But anyway, gaming. I loved it so much watching him play. And every time I think about that memory of him coming over and bringing that Sega Saturn. I love the shape of it. Everything. It was black and the little dome top. Even the menu had a spaceship that flew around. It's just fascinating. I loved it. Eventually bought it from him, that same console. But anyway, every time I think about that time when he would bring over the Sega Saturn, the first game I think of is Robotica. Blue disc, pretty robotic looking words. Or no, they were shaped pretty squarely anyway. It was just a Robotica. It's not a well-rated game, but I rated a 5-star for what it was. It was amazing and unique. It was an FPS, but you're I think you were a guy in a robot, or you're remotely controlling the robot. I, in my heart, know he was in the robot. I don't know what the actual lore of the game is, if there is any. There really is no talking. There is. There's a little introduction. They talk about the main station and a little battle that's going on, and so there's a little bit of just a tiny bit of a storyline. But after that first introduction, you don't get to hear much about that game. I've tried very hard not to do stuff to distract me from I'm so easily distracted. So Robotica, just good, okay, so the introduction, pretty good, got you into it. Didn't really talk too much after they were just video sequences. One of the sequences was a guy, and he looked like he was in a thing, and he had a head attachment, and I do believe he was, I know he was plugged into that robot somehow, and there was a front part of it that looked like, somebody could fit in there just well. So I know in my heart that there was a bio-human robot connection. That's what I felt as a kid. As a very young kid, I thought it was just kind of weird. Like, oh wow, there's a guy in the robot. And the sequences didn't happen too often. You had levels, and so you got in this thing, and you went through levels, and it got harder, progressively harder as you went. Oh gosh, I love that game. I love it so much. I figured out how to record with that little camcorder, and so I'd get blank little cassettes, and I'd put them in the camcorder, start fresh. Um, and just record my brother playing. You know, I loved playing myself, but I wasn't very good, and I loved watching him play because he'd go through the levels, and it's like, you know, the robots would get harder, they would change, you'd get new robots, and, you know, because you're in a robot fighting mech suit or something, and then you have these robot defenses, which are trying to, you know, tell you to fuck off. You know, there's all different variations of robots that mess with you, even these really spooky ones. I cannot wait to play a Robotica game for you. But the first one I'm getting into is Aiden Chronicles. Anyways, I just love this game as a kid. So many games I can just swoon over, but that was my beginner game that I just started falling in love with, and I recorded it. And when my brother wasn't there with the Sega Saturn, I would just watch that thing in bed with my, you know, without any sound, just watch that little eyepiece. It was black and white. Sometimes you even screw it take off the eyepiece, and you didn't need to put your eye up to it anymore. You could just watch it. This little itty bitty teeny tiny screen. It was like, seriously, like a quarter-inch tall. Was it letterbox? It might have been squared, so maybe it was a quarter-inch by quarter-inch. And I'd just sit there and I'd watch it. I put it so close to me, and then I'd also play it on the screen where it was color and had audio, and oh, I loved it. I love watching the playback of it. So anyway, YouTube comes out and I see gameplays, and I just relate to that so well. I've been wanting ever since '07. I love YouTube. It connected me to the world and helped me learn so much. And now I'm finally on it. Never thought I would ever upload a video. Didn't want to. Didn't care to. It was a desperation thing when I finally let's try to upload videos. Maybe make some money there, because I was not being able to hold a job, and my parents are. So it was my mom's house at the time. My dad passed away. So she was selling the house, and it was just like horribly unexpected, or just out of the blue. It was like, oh yeah, house is going on the market, and a month later it was sold. And that's freaking great. She was going, south, and I was staying in Vancouver. It was my home. She was going to a boyfriend's house. And wasn't really wanting to go there, and wasn't really welcome right away either. I think she offered to go there with my RV, but I had those really old 13-year-old tires at the time, and I just was not willing to drive. And then they came up with the rule where they're just not having any of their kids there anymore, because the guy's son trashed the place. Anyway, wow, I trailed off there from the game stuff, didn't I? Yeah, huge passion for games. Anyway, yeah, I loved YouTube for the gameplays. That's really what I started out on. I remember my first gamer was the Rad Brad. I watched him for Silent Hill games. No, I don't think he was my first, but he's the first one that I remember. That it was memorable. He had a nice voice. He never did the face the picture in the screen, which I kind of like. I might do a combination of things when I game. There's also some games where you don't talk at all, and you just give you just the game experience, and I like those. There's a lot of those games on YouTube. If you search any of the games that I play, you can find a video where it's just the gameplay. It takes some commitment to do all that, so I may be another time. But right now, I like kind of just rolling through it, sharing with you my passion for some of these games. Space Engineers, I love the creativity of it. It's ruined Minecraft for me. I love Minecraft. I'll have to take a break from Space Engineers to go back to that. So look at all this laying blocks stuff. Every time I go back to Minecraft, it's kind of like a downgrade. But I still love it. They did a lot of good. Anyway, yeah, my first memories of Minecraft are absolutely lovely. Very fond of the first memories of Minecraft. It was a demo on Xbox 360 in the arcade. Yeah, so I'm gonna just give a quick rundown and try and make this video as quick as possible. But I like this channel. There's not too much attention right now. I feel like I open up a little bit. And there's no real pressure, I don't feel, to try and... I'm not worried about making any money on this channel, so I feel like I talk a little freer. It would help out. I already have all the money I have put into games, so if I made any money on this channel, it would just go into Classic Living and put it in the RV. Help out this channel, or the Classic Living. But anyway, recorded Robotica. We play it back on this camcorder. Played it on this much. You know, once I started playing it on the TV, I much liked playing it on there. But that didn't happen. Yeah, it was like a movie. It was like a movie. Every once in a while, I'd sit down and just watch some Robotica. Watch my brother playing. And yeah. No, I left the camera once. I went to bed. I left the camera with him. He's up all night playing that game. He almost beat the game, and so I'd sit there. I had this whole full like gameplay before gameplays weren't even a gameplay thing on the social media, and that's awesome. I feel like that's I got to experience it before it was all. I feel like I made a gameplay video before anyone else. Maybe not though. I'm sure there are plenty of people who recorded on their VCR playing it in 64 or something. But to me, you know, there's no internet at the time, so it's just me and my little world. I didn't read newspaper, so any gaming I got, it was just me and my memories of that. I feel like I was the first one to make a gameplay video. So anyway, that's why I want to do this here on this channel. And share with you some of these games. Medieval just popped in my mind. It's not spelled like medieval times. It's spelled medieval, like E-V-I-L. Evil, like bad evil. E-V-I-L? Yeah, E-V-I-L. Anyway. Look, got a nice cool breeze rolling through here right now. It's warm out today. Geez, and so yeah, I can't wait to recreate that Robotica video gameplay and actually make it for an audience. That'd be great. I've got a whole bin full of these old nostalgic games, older consoles. I never owned my own regular Nintendo. I played on a dad's friend's son's. I didn't really know him too well. He's a little bit older than me, but I remember him showing me how to play Duck Hunt. My first instinct in Duck Hunt. Another thing that I just loved. I love the click and the clang, the cling, clang sound of that light scope made, a light gun made. Anyway, my first instinct was go right up to the screen and shoot the ducks point blank. He's like, "No, you gotta step back." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Because it's like it ruins the fun. It's not, it takes the challenge out of the game." I'm the same way about cheat codes. I loved cheat codes like in Twisted Metal. Some of those were actually awesome to unlock extra cars or to get you through a hard game that you would otherwise find impossible to beat. And there are some of those out there for the PS1. Geez, I can probably think of a couple. Oh, Summoner 2 just popped into my mind for the PS2. Gosh, that was a beautiful game as well. I didn't beat it. Some of the games I need to go back and beat. And then something else just popped to mind. Warriors of Might and Magic. What was the specific game though? Or is that the game? Warriors of Might and Magic. Third person. Oh, so much good stuff. They all have their own little story. I was into books too as a young kid. Goosebumps, the books really got me into reading. And it's like appreciate the story, and I think that's what made me fall in love with games, because I got into a lot of games that had a great storyline. I even have some mystery games out there. I need to figure out what they were. I have bookmarked a video on YouTube. The guy is a saint for making this video. It is every PS1 game. Someone else, or even him, the same one. I think it was the same one. Same guy made a PS2 video of all the PS2 games, which takes some insane commitment. I've tried going through a PS1 list and a PS2 list. I've spent years on and off getting on the internet looking for this game in my mind. The only way I could describe it is a spider crawling on my window. I want to go. Bastard. Only thing I can remember is that you started out on these kind of high platforms. It was dark outside. Something about a floating air balloon. Intro was about a floating air balloon. You start out on the top high platforms. It wasn't like skyscrapers, but they were maybe the tops of castles. Anyway, you pick three different, a handful. I think it was three different characters. There's like an archer, female, There was a male, the one I played or watched my buddy play. I can't remember if it was on the PS2 or PS1. I'm pretty sure it was PS2. Character had a crow or a raven. Every time he'd walk, the raven would get off his shoulder and fly around, and he stopped moving, and the crow would come back and land on his shoulder. And it was kind of a dark game. And I searched all that. I've searched that in so many different variations on the internet. Absolutely maddening. Trying to just getting no results in any way. Oh, there is some an old VHS that I'll share with you. Unico, a video I watched once or twice as a kid. I can never remember the name, and I spent so many years. I'm older than I look. I'll get into that later. I have a baby face. I don't like giving out my full details online because I'm worried about identity theft and things like that. I've had a buddy have his credit card stolen twice. Has made a big issue about that, whereas a lot of financial stress for him, as far as I could tell. And then I just seen other things happen. So I don't give out exact details. But I'm old enough to have some experience and give you guys some, good insight on stuff. Jeez, I trailed off again. Fidgeting with things, my ADD. You're gonna get these videos a little more raw than on Class A Living. Where's the daylight in this game? Tower's gonna be big. Want to build it big. So anyway, hold on. Oh yeah, the Crow. That game I'm looking for, and then Unico. Yeah, jeez, that game. I spent so many years looking for that video, that movie, searching it in so many different ways. I really wanted more than anything because I was just I was young, and it wasn't really a child's movie. It was like about this little unicorn, and I watch also Care Bears and stuff. I still watch that stuff. It was a great show. It was the original Care Bears. Kind of cheesy, but I like it. SpongeBob, all 11 seasons. I love that show. Jeez, that's a good show. Anyway. Oh, anyway. Yeah, Unico. Yeah, I spent many years looking for that. And all I can remember was my what I was searching was a witch, a puppet witch, because for some reason I remembered strings. There was no strings. She was not a puppet. And it was a he. For some reason I remember a female witch, and she had like puppet hands, or I remember kind of like flat cylindrical fingers. It's still a strange memory. And what I actually found was so different from that, but it was the movie. And oh, what a feeling of it was like finding a long lost treasure, a very valuable long lost treasure. And to rewatch that movie was so awesome. I have a VHS of it now, a red VHS of Unico, and then I downloaded it. Bought it and then I downloaded it because I realized that I was comparing the two. I really wanted to watch it on my boob tube. That's why I got the VHS. I have a VCR somewhere. I don't know. I think it's stored at this point. VHS is in the VCR take up too much room in the RV. I'm trying to work out everything else right now. Yeah, so I got the VHS of it to justify downloading it. I don't know, and then comparing the two because I don't like the new. I hate widescreen. Or at least I thought I did, because I thought widescreen was just the letterbox video being chopped and then kind of giving the impression of panoramic film. But I also read that sometimes they filmed panoramic from a long time ago. They cropped it for letterbox televisions. So maybe widescreen is actually more information. Because I always felt like old movies, letterbox, square, were chopped, made skinny so they would fit on a widescreen. And then I was comparing the two, the old VHS letterbox on my boob tube, and then the widescreen version, which was the clean HD, which I stay away from. I like, I'm usually okay with DVD rips. But I don't like the Blu-ray, the super high def. No, I want more of a nostalgic feel to things. That's why I have the boob tube more. It feels more original. And yeah, you can't play Duck Hunt on this monitor or LCD screen. I don't think. Pretty sure you can't. Um, that's where I stored the VCR. That's why I kept pointing up at the cabinets. Yeah, there was actually, I could see more on the widescreen. Like there was actually more information on the widescreen, and the letterbox was actually cropped, from what I could tell. So yeah, anyway, I watched Unico on a download and good video. Oh, it was just amazing to rewatch that old video after so long searching that. That was my most top of the list thing that I couldn't remember that I needed to find. And it was amazing. It was, oh wow, I couldn't believe to relive that. Such strange feelings that brought back. 'Cause that movie was weird. Weird for a kid to watch. I don't know. I remember my dad being weird about it too. Like, no, you can't watch that. It was a weird show. He almost didn't let me watch The Labyrinth either, because he's like, oh, you can't dress up like that. You're dressing like a girl, David Bowie. He's weird. He's kind of a fuddy-duddy, my dad. I was a kid, I remember thinking he was amazing. David Bowie, like, dude, he looks like a freaking pimp, and he's playing with these fucking glass balls. I'm just like, just a young kid, and then, oh, what's her name? She's a bit older than me. I still found her very pretty. The princess, or I can't remember. It's been a while. I need to rewatch that movie. I have to take years breaks from that movie because I've watched it so many times. I have to wait for the memory to fade so I could feel like I could watch it again. I'd give anything to go back and rewatch that movie anew. God, that was such a fun, amazing, happy, great movie for kids to watch. For me to watch, it was just it was a journey. It was so much fun. Little eyeball creatures coming out of the labyrinth walls. What an amazing movie. I hope they make a second one. Everybody talks about it. Anyway, games and nostalgia. That's what this channel's about. Wow, I really trailed off. How long has it been? Either way, lots coming. I have to focus on the main channel, so the gaming channels or the gaming videos will be a little more infrequent, or they will be uploaded in chunks. Where when I get time to edit them and make them, and then I get time to upload them, I will. So anyway, I got a cool area here too. We're building for multiplayer space engineers. Yeah, stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching, hearing my story. Got a lot of them. Stay tuned. Have a good day. Bye-bye.